Might as well just go live right now.
Just while we're chewing in here.
Yeah.
But what were you saying about bacon?
So, bacon. Really interesting. There's an article that you should look up that is an interview with the person who was the head of the American Pig Council or whatever it's called during the years when bacon got popular. This whole bacon thing was orchestrated.
Dude, everything is orchestrated.
Bacon used to be so unpopular.
Really?
Like, it was only seen as a breakfast food. They had a glut of it. They couldn't get rid of it. So they did things like they had Carl's Jr. and Hardee's add bacon to one of their signature sandwiches, and that was like a whole deal. Like, they went through all the negotiation procedures and stuff.
Like, did they make up the term like club sandwiches just to get, you know?
I don't know if they went that far, but like the whatever it was with bacon was the first real introduction of bacon as a
Orchestrated.
orchestrated. Yep, orchestrated.
Shout out to
seriously,
Gun Boy.
seriously, if you look this article up, it's amazing to read about it because you're like, bacon is really good.
Dude,
but until like 2003, 2004, it was only a breakfast food.
It was that recent.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's crazy because also, like, that's what diamonds are too, right? That
Oh,
was completely orchestrated,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So bacon is like diamonds.
Diamonds.
Wow.
Diamonds.
My mind is
Diamonds
blown.
is so depressing.
Oh, yeah. Diamonds are the worst, so... Dude, I didn't make that up, dude. I read that on the chat. People are like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta give that guy his due.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Orchestrated is from the chat.
Yeah, orchestrated was from the chat, so...
I pun, but I don't pun that well.
Yeah, that's impressive.
They're baking up better things than we are. I'm sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna turn the video feed on right now. Well, do
The-
you want me
the
to do that
appropriate
while you guys are
response-
still eating?
That's
or-
fine, yeah.
The appropriate response to you clapping is don't encourage him.
The funniest thing too is like, like Mike Z is gonna be on. We're gonna do Skullgirls, so people are probably expecting it to be like super refined and like important.
Yeah, no, yes, who
would expect
yeah,
that?
No.
Would you like it to be
I was
professional?
You guys didn't do diamonds in the little ring here?
No, actually. Her engagement
That's
ring
nice.
has 2 diamonds because she makes jewelry and she
Oh,
knows
wow.
how soft all the other stones are.
Oh, cool.
So her engagement ring has diamonds. Simply, it also has platinum because it's hypoallergenic.
Oh, cool.
So like most of her decisions were based on that. It wasn't like I want diamonds because diamonds are what you get.
Wow.
But no, and our wedding ring,
awesome.
our wedding rings are both custom. They're gold and white gold blended together.
That's really nice.
And they're really cool and they match each other.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. And it was one of those things where like I would really like to ask her, but I can't really surprise her with a ring because she's gonna want to be involved in that. So I gotta so I did it really early, and I was like, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick out the ring, and you're gonna, because she wanted a custom one. So we went.
So this
to
was
a
on the
place.
first date, right? You're
Yeah.
like, so when we get married and I pick out the ring, this is what's gonna happen.
No, but it was like over a year before I asked.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm probably eventually gonna want to ask. So we went out and we talked and everything.
That's
and
cool.
then as soon as they came up with what they wanted, she became uninvolved. Like she asked me a couple of times if I ever actually bought it, and I was like, it's upstairs in my drawer right now. And I was like, maybe, we'll get there eventually. So,
Nice, good stuff. All right, so here, let's do
Alright,
this.
you can start.
all right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to First Attack. We're going to be talking all about Skullgirls today.
You know what the best thing
James.
about it is, to be honest with you, is like the whole time we're sitting here talking, we have the menu music going. So for me, it's just been like fantastic because it's just like ding, ding, ding,
Amazing,
ding, ding,
yeah.
ding, you know what I mean?
I'm going to interrupt you too. I want to offer a special shout out to Brenton and Blaine, who are the guys that wrote the menu music and the character select
Oh,
music.
really? Oh, okay.
And Beowulf's theme and the Night
Oh, so
Stage
that
theme.
wasn't Michiro
Those are not
Yamane.
Yamane.
Oh, okay,
Those are Brenton and Blaine, who do amazing jazz.
Okay. Good stuff. Anyways, I'm James Chen. And of course, we have, how's everybody going?
You're
And-
also Ultra David.
Yes, he said that earlier. But we have a very special guest with us here.
Special in all the meanings of the word.
So, before we introduce you, just wanted to kind of like let people know. So, one of the reasons why we really want to do the show this week here to go over Skullgirls is because this coming weekend is Combo Breaker.
Yes, it am.
And Combo Breaker has reported huge signups for Skullgirls. It's going to be featured on stream. It's going to be on stage. So everybody who isn't familiar with the game, we want to have a chance to show you how much the game has changed since its inception.
Obsession works.
And there's nobody better to do that than the creator of Skullgirls himself, Mr. Mike Zaimont.
So some news that I'm actually allowed to tell everybody.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. We have over 100 people for Skullgirls for Combo Breaker.
Nice.
And they are from 5 countries.
Dang.
Really?
Yep. America, Canada, England, Brazil, and I don't know the 5th country. So if you're from the 5th country, I'm sincerely sorry.
Type it in the chat. So
yeah, I'm awesome like that. But yeah, we have over 100
awesome.
people. I can't tell you what rank that is among all the other entrants, but it is extremely close to Exerd, and there's not a lot above either of them.
Right.
So for all of you people that are saying dead game, it ain't.
That's really cool, man.
But yeah, I didn't expect this many people. I'm going to be one of them, so show up. The other really nice thing, I would like to give a special shout out to Rick.
Oh,
the
yeah,
coordinator,
of course.
the coordinator of Combo Breaker, because he actually gave our community a choice for when we wanted the finals to be.
Right.
Did we want them to be on Sunday earlier, because we're not SF4 or MKX, or did we want them to be on Saturday at prime time? And the community chose Saturday at prime time. So we basically own Saturday. There's going to be something like
that's really awesome.
10 hours or 11 hours of Skullgirls streamed on Saturday, because there's the end of pools in the morning, then there's top 16 on BJ Callisto.
Okay.
Then at 8 p.m. Central? They're Central, right?
Yeah.
Mountain, whatever.
Yeah.
I used to live there, and I don't know what the time zone is called. So at 8 p.m. on Spooky will be top 8. It might actually end up being top 16, because since we have tournament mode, this game goes super fast, and we usually finish top 16s in 2 hours. So it might end up being top 16 on Spooky. We have to see.
Nice.
And then after that, an hour after those conclude, will be a live episode of Saturday Night Salt, which is the community-run program that we have.
Nice.
So we have a 3v3 tournament. We have grudge matches. We have some very special, really obnoxious things that we're going to do that are going to be great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so basically we get to own the whole thing all Saturday.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
It's
really cool.
It's going to be really great.
It's really cool. So because of that, we wanted to make sure that we had you on the show
Ta-da.
today, right before that, so that the game was fresh in everybody's mind.
Well, yeah.
So basically what we're going to do is go through all the systems and various game engine aspects. And
Yeah, I mean, how do you want to approach this? Do you want to do it like people don't know, or do we actually want to talk about how it's changed? Because some of the changes are significant.
I feel like we should just start from fresh.
People
What
don't
do you
know.
want?
I mean, I can also mention, this is the thing that changed.
You can just
Yeah,
say that
let's
we
just do
address
it that way
That's
as we
pretty
go
easy.
through there.
Are you in
Yeah.
control or am I in control?
I am currently in control right now, so let's go over
Alright,
to the
let
game
me
screen
skip that.
here.
Or let me
There we
fix
go.
that. Haha.
Did you really just co-opt my
Damn right.
player status?
Dang, he knows all the
I
tricks.
own you.
He knows the tricks.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna do this.
I
you,
can't.
Are
you
you
have
fighting
your button
now?
locked? Is that why? You have your home button locked.
No, I don't actually.
You don't?
Oh, I was holding the wrong button. I was holding Turbo.
Well, so actually, let me show you.
Okay, yeah, you got
Great
turbo.
job, Turbo.
Since we just mentioned home button, let me show you the coolest thing ever.
Okay.
From a development standpoint.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. Also, can I curse or should I not
Mhm.
curse?
You can curse.
Is this gonna be squidding and feces instead of?
No, you can say whatever.
Say what you
want.
gotta say.
Oh well, so also this is what'll basically be the final console build. So I just want to show people that haven't seen it yet. We didn't ship the art gallery yet because the art gallery is 900 megs, and we didn't want to make people re-download 900 more megs every time we made a patch.
Right.
So this version has the art gallery in it. In case you're interested, this is the art gallery. It has tons of guest art, and we have way
Yeah,
different
models.
categories that are locked until you beat story mode with whoever.
Okay.
There's also a music select, which lets you play all of the different pieces of music throughout the game. So the art gallery is pretty sick, and will totally be coming in the last patch, and runs on console. That's a bit I'm happy about. All right, so I just want to show you this before we start with the actual game.
Okay.
Because having nothing to do with the game, this is one of those things that I am proud of being able to have done as a
No,
developer.
trust me. I totally get that kind of mentality.
Okay.
These things that you get to put in, and it's just
Well, this is one of those, like, I want other developers to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is tournament mode, okay? Here's how this works. You pick your side, you go in here, it automatically brings up button config.
Okay.
You do your tap to set, so just press them in order and then press start or whatever. Those are macros. If you don't know how to set them up, don't worry about it. Press start or press accept. Then you pick your characters, doesn't matter who. Alright, then you go to your stage select, and you play your match. So this is the thing that I wanted to show you about tournament mode, which is only on PS3. I asked Sony if they would let me do it on PS4, and they said no.
Okay.
Alright, so here's the deal. Remember you hit the PlayStation button, or I hit the PlayStation button before? So I'm gonna hit the PlayStation button.
Okay, it's denied.
Yep, nothing happens.
It says, okay.
So, you can still hold it down if you hold it down for the 5 seconds to get the menu.
Okay.
But if you're accidentally tapping it in the middle of the tournament, nothing happens.
I thought that was illegal. Like, I thought that was, like, not allowed as per, like, the rules that
TRC?
PlayStation set.
It is not, well, so you can't actually do this. The way this works is they have several libraries, like the video capture library, that take up a lot of the operating system memory on the PlayStation 3. So the way it works is it can't bring up the menu bar when you have those libraries initialized. So I'm initializing one of those libraries and just leaving it there and not doing anything with it, which does this. It is only in tournament mode and it's only while you're in a match, and we did have to get special dispensation for this, but we were able to. So you also have to hold down start for 30 frames to pause the game, so if I just tap start, you get that. So it is very difficult to interrupt matches when you're in tournament mode. Okay, so let's say I win. I don't actually have to win, I can just choose exit game, it does the same thing. So I just won. Okay, now we're done with our match, so we're gonna unplug our joysticks and walk away, right? As soon as anyone unplugs their joystick on this screen, it goes right back here. So it is ready for the next two people to come up and plug their sticks in and go. It also keeps the score even if you lose. So like if I win one and then you win one and then I win one, it doesn't say 1 win on my side, it says 2 to 1. Which is like Marvel 2 does that. I don't understand why new games don't do that.
So but basically that way people were like, hey, I won 3 games. No, you didn't win 3, you won 2.
Right.
Yep, and then you have to ask the streamer like who did what. No, you don't have to do that. We just keep score for both sides. So anyway, that's a very short run through of tournament mode. I am legitimately upset that other games haven't done this kind of thing because this took me like an hour and a half.
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing is like from my standpoint, it's just like I always just thought that they wouldn't let you do some of these things, right?
It's all fine. You just have to do them. Oh, the other thing that tournament mode does that I don't get to show you because this console has all the DLC because it's a developer console is everything that is gameplay relevant that isn't paid DLC is automatically unlocked in tournament mode. So like we have locked colors that you can buy as a pack. It gives you all of those.
Wait, so why wouldn't you just play tournament mode all the time and get everything for free?
First of all, it doesn't give you DLC characters. Second of all, you can't earn achievements. So that's the other thing is like because on Xbox it interrupts the thing. So you can't earn achievements in tournament mode. I mean I did this like forever ago, so I don't even remember about this. But if you're curious why Skullgirls can finish top 16 in 2 hours, that's basically why. Because it does the whole format for you, and you don't have any button checks because it's tap to set.
You know what you should also do, and I've always wanted games to do this as well, is that when you actually go and play, like let's say you start tournament mode, it actually will say up there like 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5.
Oh, I wanted to add that so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't have time because it would be another one of these screens, but I wanted to add that so bad.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, where you can pick your format and then when you win it says like player 1 wins the set or whatever.
Yeah, and also that if you win, you shouldn't even be able to change your characters.
Yes.
Like, and then when goes back to the screen.
And when the character,
well, the thing is, you can't actually do that because there are some tournaments that don't force character lock.
That's true.
I considered that too, so another nice thing that this does is having nothing to do with this being in tournament mode. Oh, so I just want to point out, this is the whole tap to set versus scroll to set thing, right? I don't have to know so I'm going to do the outside buttons on my controller now, right? I'm just going to press them in order. I have no idea what buttons those are on my stick, but I also don't have to know. I just have to know that this one is jab, and I don't have to press, I don't have to check them in the game, and I don't have to keep a cheat sheet or whatever.
But the nice thing about
one of those UI things that's like, why?
Right, but the nice thing about it is you also have scroll, right?
Yes, we also have scroll if you really want to, and it swaps the buttons around. We also have press to set macros, so I'm actually going to go back to inside because it's more comfortable. But okay, so the way macros work in this game is like L1 is my macro, so if I press the key that's the macro, it will clear it. If I want another key to be the macro, I can press that and it'll switch them. But when I'm on here, I just press whatever buttons I want this macro to be. So if I want this to be like medium punch and light kick, I just press those. And on this one, if I want it to be like hard punch and hard kick, I just press those, and then that's what this macro is.
So you can can that be
all 6 buttons? Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. So this way,
yeah.
we don't have to provide you with choices for 3 punch, 3 kick, light punch, and medium punch, right? Throw. It's just, what do you want this to be? Okay, you want it to be those 3 buttons? Sick. It's those 3 buttons.
Yeah.
Like, this is another one of those nice convenience things,
is pretty
right?
sweet.
And then if you want to clear it, you just press the macro button again.
Right. And then
I'm surprised because also this is easier to implement in code than having separate input slots for each of the other types, so I don't get it. But okay, so the thing I wanted to show you was, all right, so pick your characters again, doesn't matter who.
Okay.
And then when I'm gonna end the match again.
Okay.
Just I know that this has nothing to do with the game, is boring the hell out of everybody in chat.
No,
but this
people
is
are
like,
loving this. Actually,
this is like, why do other games not do this? Okay, so I'm gonna win the game. I won. There we go. Isn't that awesome? I won.
Yeah, it's like I
so
didn't
now,
even play.
No, it would be like that if we played it.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
Okay, so now you're gonna go to change characters, and I'm gonna say play again.
Right.
This bothers me about Marvel. And
SF4.
I know,
yeah.
But okay, so I went to play again, and you went to change characters.
Already good.
My team is already set.
Yeah.
And if I want to, I can unpick it.
Okay.
But
right.
It
like
leaves me with the
up.
characters that I just had.
And the same colors,
and
too.
the colors and the assist and everything, and you just get to pick again. I also should point out something else that has nothing to do with anything. If you press start on your character and you want to do color choices, you can, but you notice how each of them has a button combination associated with it. So this one is light punch, light kick, and medium kick. If you want to, you just press that and you get the color without having to scroll.
But then you also don't have to memorize the button color because you can actually check it.
Because you can scroll through and see.
Right. Okay.
So, and we did the same thing for stages actually. So pick your characters, doesn't matter. I guess I'm waiting for one. Okay, so the stages also have button shortcuts.
Oh dang!
See? So if I want to pick,
that's smart.
If I want to pick New Meridian Express, which is actually Meridian Area Rapid Transit, I forgot we renamed it. I remember what the button code for that is, so I can just press that, and that's where we go. I
like that.
Why do you have to scroll? Additionally, one last thing that has nothing to do with gameplay. If you choose random, which I totally didn't do, so I'm gonna go to change stage. You can just say play again; it'll keep you. Remember, so you don't have to pick what I pick. It's just they're basically in priority order. Right. So if I go to change stage, if I pick random, and this is one of those things that I did so early that I forgot other games don't do it. Like this has been this way for so long that I don't remember that other games don't do this. So if I pick random, every time we play again, it's a different stage.
It's gonna be random every time. Yeah.
So you're not stuck on the training stage.
I remember.
I
remember you implemented that a long time ago. Yeah. Okay.
So at any rate, all right, I'm done with stuff that has nothing to do with it.
That's really interesting. That's well done.
I am bothered by UI choices not being made in a nice way for players, because the thing is, okay, if this is an RPG, you would take a long time to figure out what the position of things is on the menu. You would add things to the store like buy 10 of these items or buy 100 of these items or show which characters my coat can be equipped for, all that kinds of things, right? Yeah.
Right.
And they're happy or they're not.
No, trust me, when I first got Final Fantasy II and I could buy more than one potion and it showed who could use the weapon,
yes.
I was the happiest. Because seriously, I had the chair on the controller to buy potions in Final Fantasy 1.
Yep.
On my NES Advantage because it had a turbo button. You had to put the chair on there and you just
and not only that, but you could only do that with potions. If you wanted to buy 10 tenths or 100 tenths, it was go into the store, press up, press button, press the button again, go to the store again. So the thing is, lots of attention is paid to the UI in all these other types of games where you're frequently using the UI, but they don't do this in fighting games, even though the people that are playing fighting games are playing them for like thousands of hours.
You know what the problem is? Is that a lot of people who are making those games don't know how tournament players are playing these games. they're just designing them for casual players. You know what I mean? Because they're not worried about the whole like, oh, if I play again and the guy picks character select, it does all this stuff. It's just for tournaments and stuff.
But at the same time, developers often have shortcuts for things because I will bet you as much money as you want that on SF4 there are shortcuts for start a fight with these characters with these ultras because I have that on this game even though we have all this stuff.
Right.
If my general rule for development is if it gets to the point where during development you want a shortcut for it, you will damn well want a shortcut for it when you're playing. So put one in. I just sorry.
No,
breathe, Mike.
Mike,
breathe.
With that in mind, I actually want to point out something else that we finally did that we were actually waiting until the last build to do.
Okay.
Which is we swapped around where tutorials and training room were.
Oh,
so it used to be the
sense.
tutorials were at the top because we figured new players would want to play tutorials, but pretty much everybody who's going to be playing this is playing it, and the people that are going to be looking into it again will go look for the tutorials.
Right.
So the training room is now the first thing that you get.
That makes sense.
Because...
That's
and it screws me up all the time because I'm used to being like bam, down, bam, and I get tutorials
You're still getting
100%. But anyway, alright, so let's go into training room because this is moderately gameplay oriented and it's also less upsetting. Alright, so I'm in control and I'm going to be player one forever.
Okay.
And you don't get to pick yet. How do you want to...
So
how James normally plays fighting games.
Yeah, I know, right?
How do you want me to do this?
Let's just start with a couple of maybe two characters, basic characters for now, and then we'll go over the systems, and then we'll go over the characters.
Okay.
We'll talk about like movement and buttons, like super basic stuff.
Yeah, okay, so she's pretty basic, she's Ryu or Magneto or whatever. So as far as systems go, one of the nice things, I mean I guess I should start with this level. So you can choose 1, 2, or 3 characters to be on your team.
Right.
They have actually been extensively rebalanced since the game first came out, which is interesting because the rebalancing part basically involved just making solos better. CVS 2 taught you that 100% are bad in any ratio, but outside of being able to kill you off of a jump in with 2 bars, ratio 4 characters sucked.
Yeah.
And solos have been worse than teams of 2 or 3 because for the single reason that they don't have as many options. They don't have DCs, they don't have assists, they don't have tagging. So a lot of the options that solos didn't have been rectified. So I'm actually going to start with a solo.
Okay.
And show you that, and I'll give you 2 other characters.
Okay.
So I'm going to be Filia by herself.
Go ahead and give me 3 characters. Give me 3 characters.
I'll give you 3 characters. Let's see. Who do you want?
I mean, do like, I guess what, Valentine, Fortune, and Cerebella. Then let's just do those.
Valentine, random colors. Oh yeah, so also, since I should mention it, every character now has 25 colors. We added a ton of new ones from the beginning. Yeah, they're like, we spent a lot of time on it. A lot of them are backer colors. Some of them are not. This is V13 from Blaze Blue.
Oh, right,
Strider.
Strider,
yeah, for sure.
So I'll give you Strider because why not? The next thing that I should mention since you're on a team is you have assist types because this is Marvel style. But so you have 2 predetermined assist types which have actually been changed from what they initially were to what people normally use with these characters.
Oh, okay.
So Valentine's is crouching medium kick. Hers aren't even special moves.
Right.
Hers is crouching medium kick and throw because her throw turns out to be really good. But we also have custom, which is whatever the heck you want to do as an assist, you enter that move. You want to do fireball? Cool, choose fireball. You want to do roundhouse savage bypass? Cool, do savage bypass. You want to do taunt? Sick, do taunt. I'm going to give you throw, though, because her throw assist is actually really good. And you said Cerebella?
Yeah, sure.
So let's go with Annie for Cerebella, because why not? And I'm going to give you hard lock and load, because why not? And then Fortune. One of the other things, Elena or Felicia alt? You pick.
Felicia, sure, let's do it.
So one of the other things that got added is assist
That's not
types.
Felicia, is that?
It's the
Oh,
other
it's the dark Felicia with the black fur. Yeah, okay.
Because regular Felicia was super obvious, so we actually never gave it to her.
Oh, was that gonna be a problem if it was?
It was like, why bother? We can do other more interesting things. Like she has Orchid, she has Elena, she has this. She has reference colors that are not the direct reference.
That's cool.
But anyway, I'm gonna give you Cat Slide just because we can show you that assist change depending on what you're doing. We can pick a random stage.
I would have liked to have had my white Felicia color.
Right there.
Sorry. That was the one thing we never did, pretty much intentionally. Oh, so before we go into the actual game systems and stuff, I just want to show you this because you guys, like, another thing that people do all the time is they spend forever in training mode.
Yeah.
So I want to go over a small number of training mode options that will bore the crap out of everybody. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. So first, I'm going to start with attack data. We have simple, which is just the damage and all that stuff,
Right.
and we have advanced, which does a bunch of things that other games don't do. At the top there is my frame data display. That is my attack that I just did. With
Yeah.
vulnerable
Nice.
frames, active frames divided by 5 so that you can see what's going on. It shows you with color where invincibility is.
I see.
It shows you with color where non-super cancelable periods are. That is your whole automated frame data display. Also, at the bottom of the screen is my actual frame data,
sick.
like you care. That is not,
Can people
I
see
will,
that at home? I
yeah,
hope
can
people
you
see that.
read those numbers? I hope you can.
Yeah.
If you can't, this is 5 and plus 0. So this is automated. This is not manually entered because manually entering frame data is a suicidal
ridiculous.
adventure.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
So it actually shows you, like, if you block. Right, so it actually shows, that'll whiff on crouching, so I'll do this one. It actually shows you the real frame data for whatever
Plus
I did.
6,
But
yeah.
Right.
get hit?
Yeah, so it just is derived from your state and their state. So like if I do this, then it'll show me how plus that is. If you do a jump in, depending on what height, you get different amounts of plus because it cuts your animation off at different times, right? It's automatically derived frame data. This did a bunch of things for me. Number one, it made it so that I don't ever have to answer frame data questions. Number two, it allowed people to discover bugs, like the fact
that's
that
cool.
Filia's crouching light punch used to be plus 8 on block, which is 2 longer than the startup of it is.
Yeah,
So you could actually do like walking crouching light punch and
Right.
it would be a block string.
Right.
Like people have reported errors because of this and it's awesome. So I wanted to point that one out because this is the thing that I think most fighting games should do just because it's not difficult and you don't have to do it by hand. The second thing is we have hitbox display, which again shows you with color when something is invincible or when you're blocking high or when you're blocking low or when you're blocking both or when you are throw invincible, like if you hit me, then I'm throw invincible, which is yellow.
Right.
So this is another one of those. This is a Japanese and American ideology difference, right? Japanese companies don't want to display hitboxes
Right.
because they don't want people to use them as gospel and know things about the game earlier because they think it will extend the lifespan of when people are discovering stuff, but people discover stuff anyway. So, alright, so we have hitboxes. We also have the hit stun bar, which I didn't turn on, which
Right.
just shows you how much longer. That's from EFZ.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
has nothing
that's-
to do with me.
And that also helps just to like learn link combos and stuff
Yep.
like that.
Which
right?
there
So-
aren't a lot of them, but it helps
Right.
to like, it helps you to know when something has enough block stun to do another thing because what's a true block string is really important in this game. We have a grid that is moderately useful. People use it for things I don't, but it was easy to add. We also have show cross-ups. So if I do this, that's a regular hit. If I do this, which I'm not going to be able to do, that's a cross-up.
Oh.
Right. You
See,
that
and
big
you can
yellow-
tell. Yep.
Sure.
So it tells you when something was a cross-up or not, so that you can figure out what's a good thing to do. We have different types of input display that I don't really have to go through because those are moderately standard. Meter settings, what level, whether or not it's refill or infinite or starts the round with, and then will no longer come back.
Right.
So if I choose start with, I spend 2 levels, they don't come back. But if I go to play again, then they do. Whenever it gets to the next stage, then they do. So I
Right,
started
right.
at 4, right? So this is just like convenient stuff that people really wanted. Put that back on refill. Whether or not you can kill the other person, what the select button does. So the dummy recording thing was the last really boring option that I want to show you because this is another one of those things that was really easy. So I'm gonna record a move for you because you're the dummy, which I really wanted to say.
I'm sure you did.
So I'm gonna record hard kick savage bypass. There
Okay.
it is. So I play that back. There it is. She does that. Now I have a couple of different playback settings. I have once and repeat because people use those, and then I have as reversal,
Right.
which does whatever you just recorded.
Right.
It plays the entire recording up through the first button press in one frame. So, for example, Cerebella is a charge character. So I'm going to record
I see.
charge back, forward and kick. as a special move. So if I do it, then it's charge back, forward, and kick.
Right.
But if I want to do it as a reversal, bam, it comes out
Still
in one
does,
frame.
yeah.
Right.
This means that I don't have to provide settings for you in training mode to be like, do you want to reverse with a jab, or this special move, or this special move, or jump, or whatever. I can just give you whatever I want, and then you can play it back yourself as reversal, and it's super convenient and easy. It also lets you test what the frame advantage of things is, except, and like, incoming is considered a reversal period, and like after a burst is considered a reversal period.
You can
so
also
do
do it
stuff.
like so when you load a save state, it automatically triggers the record.
Oh, so we have 3 settings for the select button. We have save state, which is like I'll save the state, and then that's where it is.
There.
Right.
That's
so
awesome.
we also have dummy playback, which does the thing that I'm gonna have it do. So I'm gonna record not a charge move. Let me just record like standing fierce, which will be fierce if you're in the air, right? So there's fierce.
Cool.
And then we also have do both, which is once you've recorded a save state and a dummy recording, you just press the button and you get both things. She's doing a fierce, but you can right. So you can have, and if you set it to both, then when you clear it, it'll do both at the same time. So like, if I want to put her in the corner, I can put her in the corner. I just saved the state. Now I can record my dummy recording. Right, and now I have a matched pair. Go back there and play the recording every time. So if you want to try to get out of a mix-up or whatever, and it's situation specific, you can do this kind of thing. I mean, this is all like I've had this since the beginning.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one.
Let's see. There's some other stuff that's pretty cool, like whether to escape infinites on the first hit or the second hit, and we just added a delay after that. So like by the time you get to the first hit, it will then wait 20 frames and do that. Ground tech options, all the standard stuff. The thing that I really like is we have throw tech after first hit. Okay, so there are things like you can do blocking after first hit or first hit only or all that standard stuff, but we have throw tech never always an after first hit. So what that means is, let me get rid of her dummy recording so where she's not trying to do anything. What that means is if I throw her, she won't tech, but if I tick, well, that was a counter throw because I still have a dummy recording, so let me get rid of that. My apologies. I was not paying attention because I put that back to save state.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so now I got rid of both. Okay, so, right? If I try to tick, she'll tech.
Okay, sick.
But if I just throw her like regular, she won't tech. I mean, this is one of those really useful things because you want to practice when people tech from setups.
For sure.
But you also might be able to start the setup from a throw, so now you can check both.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nice.
I'm trying to do this pretty quickly so that I don't stand too much.
No, that's all good.
The last thing, this is really cool just because I added this because it makes me not have to answer the question anymore. Okay, so in this game, you can do stuff. Yeah, do fireball 2 kicks.
2 kicks.
Yeah, 2 punches also works, but okay, so do that from right next to me. And then I'm going to block during the super flash and get hit. Okay? This is like all old Capcom games.
Yeah, like Alpha 1, Alpha 2.
Yeah, put you in hit stop. Okay, so now if you do it from like here, do it again. Right, then I can block it after the super flash. So people keep complaining about this because the super doesn't let you see that it's going to be a super and then dragon punch them afterwards like you can do to ultras or whatever else.
Oh, right.
So people have complained about this for the entire time I've been making this game, so I added this option to try to explain that super flashes should just be aesthetic, right? So if I have a dragon punch that's 8 frames, because I know that's 8 frames, and I have a super that's 5 frames, but that super also has a 60 frame super flash, if you can do something after that super flash, then what that means is the super is a 65 frame startup dragon punch that allows you to see that it's coming and do something afterwards and cost you a meter. That sucks, which is why all the supers have hit stop afterwards. So skip super flashes shows you, it's basically Darkstalkers mode. Okay? So it shows you why that hit stop is there. Because now when I do that super, bam! You got hit by the super. There is no more super flash.
You just weren't waiting. You didn't know it was happening. Right.
So this is what the opponent's character sees when you do a super. See? I was blocking that beforehand. Right. But you're not going to be reacting to that.
Right.
So this option is also neat because if you want to try out combos, you don't have to sit through the super flashes. If you have she can do this with as many meters as you have because it doesn't do very much damage. Right. So I don't have to sit through the super flash every time. I can just do that. But anyway, a lot of the stuff that we have I added because I didn't want to answer any questions. But okay, so I will turn off all the attack data and all that. Anyway, so that's training mode options in Skullgirls. There are more of them, but I'm not going to go through any of them.
Okay.
Oh, I will go through one last one, which is every time you start the game, you can hold left or right and start in the appropriate corner.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right. So if I want to start in the other corner, then I can hold right, and when the match loads, I'll start in the right corner.
Right.
Just because maybe you want to
Right,
practice
yeah,
the setup
'cause
or whatever.
one of the
and not start
first
in the
things you
middle
do
of the stage.
in many fighting games is immediately go
Run
to
to the corner. Yep.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to. And also, once you're there, you save your state, right?
You're right, yeah. That makes
And
sense.
you are right there, and you can
Right.
go do whatever. Save states come free with GGPO, by the way, because your game has to
Right,
support that.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
You have to support them in order for it to work.